Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger Comic Book review, a milestone episode here, guys. Episode 195, meaning there are only 5 more episodes.
Oh, no. You chose this picture.
No, I'm not talking about the picture.
What are you talking about?
What did you do it?
What do you mean what I do?
He crumpled it. And I didn't pick this. This is a dog tag.
Oh, that's what it is? Well, we gotta pick it up and well, okay. Cookie bites at the name. Fine.
Okay then.
Let's go.
195. We have 5 episodes away from 200. I really gotta start looking into those numbers more. And it's a milestone episode anyway. 195th episode. And the books we will be discussing in this episode were released on July 24th, 2013. There is a 5th week this month, so we're going to be getting annuals next week, as well as Marvel's pushing a couple extra books out, as well as, actually, to your surprise, there is actually the conclusion to the Sonic Mega Man crossover.
Yeah, that's sad. Because I've been enjoying that series, actually.
I've been loving it, but there's the follow-up stories.
Yeah, which, you know, I mean, it does lead to after the crossover, but it was a good read to see Mega Man and Sonic both teaming up and all that stuff.
Yeah. So this week we're going to start off with Marvel and end with DC. There's a lot to discuss with the last book we'll be reviewing here. And there's a fair amount of good books this week. There were a few books that left me kind of pushing towards the end, but we'll get those books out of the way first and make sure that these books don't fall on top of us.
Yeah. Well, I know the feeling because
happens.
one time a Superman action figure fell on me when I reviewed
Yeah, but nobody cares. Anyway.
And Mike's DVD review.
Let's start off with Uncanny Avengers number 10. This is one of the books I felt like I was pushing myself to get through. Why? Because it's the 4 horsemen attacking the Uncanny Avengers, except they're not really attacking. They're basically making it known that they're alive again, the characters, but they're not, they say, we're not here to kill you. They're not going to kill them, they're just warning them, and for some reason they're bringing Simon and Scarlet, which they're trying to bring them together. For what reason, I have no clue. But basically, Wonder Man has sworn to a peaceful life, and there's actually a reference in here in these 2 pages to the Captain America ongoing series, because Cap and Wasp are basically having a heart-to-heart, and he actually says, you know, I've been away for a while. I was stranded in another dimension by Arnim Zola. Time passed differently there. I've only been back for a few days, but I haven't seen you in over a decade. So that's why Captain America is the way he is, and it kind of writes off what he did in the previous issue, where he basically chewed out Wolverine. He said that's why I was as short as I was with him, and Wasp says, don't worry, it just proves that you're human.
Wolverine and Captain America had that long-time feud, even through AVX. That's just really something else, those 2.
I don't know, I felt like I was pushing myself really to read it. The last 2 pages really were what brought the book, where Daken and Wolverine meet again, and the Sentry with Thor was pretty interesting as well. I don't know, I just felt like I was pushing myself to read this book, this issue and last issue, and I thought the 4 horsemen were going to kind of make me want to continue reading. Now I kind of feel like I was pushing myself to read through 10, and with the Uncanny Avengers, I feel like if there was ever a week where it was like super full, which believe me could happen any month, especially coming next in September, not even in August, in September. August is going to be massive double ups from Marvel. I think there's going to be a lot of dropping.
Those Marvel books, like,
yeah, I was. It's late. I was putting away my comic books this weekend. There were so many Marvel books because of all the double ups. Marvel, seriously, you guys got to stop doubling up your comics.
Which includes some Marvel.
I don't even care. I'm being on. Yeah, I don't even care that you're trying to push a story out faster. DC does one book for each title a month, and they're doing a damn good job. Why do you feel you need to double up? I have no idea. We don't need it. Hopefully Marvel will get the message sometime soon. Because some books I enjoy doubled up, you know, like the all-new X-Men and stuff, because I want to see the story. But at the same time, if they stop doubling up tomorrow, I think I'd appreciate it more anyway in the long run. My pockets would appreciate it more. So, to be quite honest, I know you guys are pushing because you have events coming like Battle for the Atom and Infinity. But seriously, after these events, slow down your book output. Spider-Man should be the only one that should come out more than once a month. And with Doc Ock on it now, I think you can cut it down to once a month too. Anyway, Uncanny Avengers, I just feel like I'm pushing myself through this book. I'll probably come back for the next issue. I might not. It's up in the air when it comes to Uncanny Avengers. The only Avenger books that I'm truly, truly enjoying right now are the new Avengers, because to see what's going on between, well, I don't want to get into it because it's in this book, but the new Avengers, the Young Avengers, and Avengers AI left me interested, which is why I'm going for issue 2 of the Avengers AI. Hawkeye Annual number 1. Focus is on Kate Bishop, so once again, the story is not moving forward yet. We are still focusing on supporting cast characters. In the end of the last issue of Hawkeye, we saw a pizza dog going with Kate. Where? You find out in this issue. Kate's on vacation. She wants to take a load off. She wants to relax, so she goes away to California. Only, even in California, Kate Bishop just cannot rest because she comes face to face with a person that she came face to face with in the beginning of the Hawkeye series, Madame Mask. And, yeah, Madame Mask basically swears that Kate Bishop will not leave California alive. Even when Kate Bishop basically one-ups Madame Mask and escapes. That's what Madame Mask says again. I'm going to kill that little girl. Kate Bishop is going to die in California. And that's basically where it ends, but it has the same very unique art style. Kate is now in California for the time being, so I guess this also writes off anything Kate Bishop with, I don't even know why in the end of the book it says Clint Barton, because he wasn't even, he was in like the first page, I believe. First page, second page, third page. That's it. He was in the very beginning of the book, and we've seen this rundown at least a half dozen times already, where Hawkeye basically is left on his own, and the guy on the roof basically gets shot as Kate Bishop is driving away. It's not shown in the book. I'm just saying that that's basically what happened, and we know that Clint's brother is with him now. I want to see the story move forward already. I feel like we're getting so many lead-ups. We have Pizza Dog. We had Hawkeye's brother. We have Kate now. Come on! And then we had also, this is already 4 months. We're 2 months shy of a half a year. 4 months worth of character books. I want to see the story move forward already. Even with the annual. I knew the story wasn't going to move forward in the annual. But for God's sakes. I know everybody's loving Hawkeye, and I'm loving Hawkeye too. The artwork fits it and the story fits it. But I want to see the story move forward already. I'm tired of having character spotlight books. I mean, is there a problem? Is Matt Fraction having a problem, you know, doing Hawkeye, you know, continuing the story? Is he having writer's block, so he decided to do character development? I want to see what happens next in the story. I want to see what Hawkeye, what Clint is going to do about this guy who just killed one of his best friends on the roof. I've seen that scene a million times already where Kate's leaving, the brother's there, and the guy gets shot on the roof. Come on. I want to know what happens next in the story. I don't want any more character developments. If I see in the next issue it's about the bros, I'm done until they're done doing all these character cameo spotlights. When that's done and the story moves forward, I'll get the issues again. So we'll see where next issue goes next month. Scarlet Spider issue 19. It's Scarlet Spider and Wolverine versus the Red Death. and of course her help from the guild. And yeah, so even when she gets Kane and Wolverine, she thinks she's captured them, Kane finds a way out, and it's basically just an all-out fight. The artwork is really nice in this book. The dialogue is really nice, and actually, we all know that Kane's going to be the one that fixes everything in this book, but actually, Kane calls in a favor with somebody who owes him a favor against the guild. And Wolverine's not too happy about that and warns Kane at the end of the issue that when you make a deal with the devil, oh, what was it? It comes back to bite you. So, Kane basically says in the end, if anyone wants a piece of me, well, they could get in line. Next issue, sibling rivalry, meaning Scarlet Spider's the next issue. Not Scarlet. This is Scarlet Spider. Superior Spider-Man is in the next issue.
Wow.
Oh dear Lord, go back to Texas soon. Scarlet Spider, go back to Texas soon. An enjoyable read. I would definitely recommend you guys check out Scarlet Spider. I know a few people are 50-50 with it. New Avengers, Prelude to Infinity issue 8. And already I'm starting to see, if you don't pick up certain books, you're going to be a little bit lost at what's going on, because there's references to the Avenger book in here, like with with Iron Man saying that he had to beg Cap not to leave.
Watchers there.
He's talking to what?
The Watcher.
Yeah, the Watcher's there, and it turns out somebody's dead. There.
We just called.
And well, basically, he's telling Reed that he stayed on Earth. He begged Cap to stay because they're going off to wherever they are, and of course that happens where? In the Avengers book. Am I reading it still? No. And you also have the home of the Inhumans, and something's going on with Black Bolt, and I don't want to say what, but then you get into what this book is about. Black Panther and Namor. Namor told Black Panther he wants peace, and all he has to do is tell his sister to stay away and everything's fine. We all know what they declared at the end of the last issue. So Black Panther and Namor actually have a meeting together, and in the end, basically, he said that his sister didn't listen, and he regrets what's to come next. And he said there will be no peace. Today will ensure it. And Namor gets pissed off. He runs over and goes, "What did you do?" And it turns out that in Atlantis, Wakanda attacks. So things aren't looking too good for Atlantis, and Namor swears this isn't done, and he flies off back to Atlantis. And that's when the invasion starts. You see it at Avengers Tower, you see it near Doctor Strange's sanctum, you see it in Wakanda, you see it at the Jean Grey School, and you see it in Atlantis.
Wow.
And basically it's to be continued. Basically they look like all the heralds of Thanos, because each place has a different herald. So Thanos is coming, and it's going to be up to the new Avengers to keep Earth safe, while the Avengers, the actual Avengers, are off planet. So we'll see where this goes, but if this continues to to give the feeling of you really should read this book because you won't know what they're talking about unless you read this book, I'm just going to drop this book until after Infinity, because I don't need to have this book referencing other books that I don't buy, like the Avengers or the Secret Avengers, which I don't think the Secret Avengers are actually connected to this anyway. It's the Avengers and the New Avengers and Thunderbolts, but they're on Earth, and eventually the Mighty Avengers. I'm not getting the tie-ins for Infinity, if you guys didn't notice, so whatever I'm already reading is what I'm reading, the end. Unless, of course, it gets too much, then I'll probably just drop it, and we'll see. But that's it for the New Avengers. It's up to you guys with that, because it is an Infinity tie-in. Next we have Superior Spider-Man issue 14. Doc Ock Spidey goes into the Shadowlands, and he erases Kingpin and the Hand.
The memory?
No, he erases them. As in,
Oh.
takes them out one by one. And Kingpin actually leaves Hobgoblin behind, which I thought was kind of ironic, and says, you're on your own. And you also get a glimpse that somebody manipulated the spider bots because they see Hobgoblin and they act like he's not even there. They go, Goblin protocol in effect, disengage, and no activity, continue sweep. So, Spider-Man saves the day. J. Jonah Jameson's ready to pull his hair out. And Green Goblin makes yet another appearance. And because of what Spider-Man did, or Doc Ock Spidey did, basically now the Green Goblin is not just the Goblin King. He is now the Goblin Kingpin of crime because there is no more hand. The hand has been eliminated now. So, Shadowland has been cleaned out, but the Goblins now have New York City. To be continued. If not for that one point in this book, I probably would have dropped it. But the fact that the Green Goblin's around, and now the Green Goblin's running New York City, I want to know what's going to happen next. And anytime the spider bots are near anybody who works for the Green Goblin, they just don't see anything. They see no activity and they basically just move on. So, we'll see what's going to happen. I can't wait to see the Green Goblin face off against the Superior Spider. That will truly be an interesting battle.
Unless it leads the other way, which, you know, sometimes...
As long as there's no more brain switching and if at some point Peter Parker comes back.
Yeah, if Peter Parker comes back and switches to be regular, then that's the only switch I want to see.
Hunger issue number 1. Main focus is on Rick Jones, who is being instructed by the Watcher that he has to guard and look over the entire universe. And by the way, the Watcher is this big stick with an eye. Can't even talk.
Serious?
He actually talks through Rick Jones.
What?
And he actually wants Rick Jones to be in space because he's there to witness, not Galactus. Now when I say Galactus, Galactus in the Ultimate Universe are these little tiny ships. We'll get to the real Galactus in a bit, our Galactus. Basically, he's there to experience the temporal flux. Reality unstitched, perhaps. What was it? All realities are collapsing. The very fabric of time and space are being torn apart permanently. And you get to see Rick Jones and all the known realities of Marvel. And you get to see him as A-Bomb. You see him as a Hulk. You see him as several different characters, or several different things that he's been portrayed throughout the years. I believe he was also portrayed as Bucky. And then it goes back. And then there's the tear, and we all know what came through the tear. It was Galactus, because we all saw the book come down. Anyway, we'll fix that later. Right? Yeah.
Probably Ghost.
Books love to say hi to me. What book was it? It was the book of BioShock.
What a shock.
This was a shocking book. You stay there. And basically Galactus, the little ships, merged together with the 616 Galactus, and they made a super gigantic, crazy, roboticized Galactus. And now it's to be continued. Next issue has Silver Surfer on the cover.
Ooh. Now Silver Surfer and Galactus.
So this feels more like a preparation kind of issue, more or less. A setup for things to come. What are you
I'm trying to figure out why it's falling.
I don't know. But anyway, this time at least it didn't fall on anything. Just landed.
Yeah, just completely landed.
So, Hunger looks like it's going to be really good. Can't wait to see the next issue to see what happens next. It is in the Ultimate Universe. Don't let the cover fool you. It's taking place in the Ultimate Universe, but I guess because of all the time displacement and everything, it's not going to go under the banner of the Ultimate Universe, probably because it's our Galactus. Maybe they'll send him back by the end of the series. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
See as the issue goes forward.
Wolverine and the X-Men, issue 33, the Hellfire Saga, part 3 of 5. And after reading this, I would swear this was part 4 of 5. It feels like the next issue is going to be the big The End. And it might be, because then the 5th issue might just be a prologue of what happened, yeah. So, Wolverine is fighting Lord Death something. Lord Deathstrike to try to get answers about where the Hellfire Club is. Toad finally snaps out of whatever he's in and decides to help Cade Kilgore. And him and Cade Kilgore are making a plan of escape. Also, Dog Logan owes Cade a favor, and he said, "We're even now, kid." I'm not going to say what he did. Watch the book. And, not Cade Kilgore, oh, jeez. Kid Omega, I'm sorry. Not Cade Kilgore. Kid Omega basically was the one that owed that Dog Logan owed a favor to, and him and Kid Omega and Toad were the ones that finally Toad came to his senses and decided to team up with to get the hell out of the Hellfire Club. Heidi gets offered from Cade Kilgore to be his new Black Queen. And at first she kind of is like, eh. You also get the feeling that somebody's controlling Paige, by the way, because when Toad and Quentin Quire are approached by other members of the Hellfire Club, Paige actually says, "I want you dead, Toad," and then she's like, "Wait, die? Really? Is that right? Why am I trying to?" And then there's a pause and she's like, "Die." So, something's going on with Paige as well. Maybe mind control. I guess we'll find out as time goes on. And then we find out that Krakoa actually knows where the Hellfire Club is. Cade Kilgore admits that he's the one that shot Brew, and that sets Heidi off. And in the end, basically, Heidi decides to, from what I see, spare Cade Kilgore, because you don't see him dead. So, and then you got the X-Men coming to the Hellfire Club.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I don't want to. Looked like Swamp Thing, didn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say
I didn't want to spoil too much, but there is a link. There is a connection with Krakoa and one of the members of the Hellfire Club. What is it? Find out after you read this issue. Really good issue. Loving the artwork. Loving the story. 5 out of 5. Definitely you guys should be checking out the Hellfire Saga. After 2 or 3 stories that felt kind of flat, it's good to see that the Wolverine and the X-Men title is pulling its way back up. However, Battle of the Atom is going to run through all the X-Men books, and then we'll have to wait till after that saga before we get a separation between Wolverine and the X-Men and the other X books again. And the final book of the week from Marvel is Young Avengers issue number 8. With the most shocking ending that I'm going to actually take this book out, because I'm not going to talk about the shocking ending. I'm going to turn it to the last page like so, and I'm going to show Michael.
What?
And just to be clear who those guys are. Right. So, the Young Avengers are hopping from reality, from dimension to dimension. Novar actually grows a beard. So, that was kind of cool. So they're following the trail of the Patriot, and they finally follow it from, they were in this nice, happy metropolis, booming metropolis. Everybody's, you know, life is peaceful and normal. And by the way, there is a pun to DC Comics in this reality change right here. If you didn't notice the line, kind of like costumes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a pun to DC right there. Haha, Marvel, you're not funny. And they continue to reality hop until they finally meet up with the Patriot. And spoiler alert, the Patriot actually is working for Mom. So the Young Avengers make a quick escape, but unfortunately the team is divided. Who was divided from who? Read the book and find out. But Loki comes face to face with Leah. I will say that. And then, like I said, there's the shocking ending, which I am not going to. I'm sure there are a few people, both conservative and longtime fans of the Young Avengers, that will probably be annoyed with the last page of this issue. Once again, me personally, I don't know the Young Avengers, so the last page of this issue didn't really
the picture just
shock me.
It just scarred me. Put it away.
It is away.
Yeah. Ow.
For being insensitive.
I
have nothing wrong with that last page.
There's nothing wrong with it. I was just wow. Stop.
So I'm enjoying the Young Avengers for now. We'll see where this story goes as time moves forward. Yeah, that's basically what the long and short of it. We'll see where the next issue goes with the Young Avengers. First story arc, I believe, will be concluding within the next issue or two. I'm enjoying it for what it's worth. It's a fun read for me, but I'm sure a lot of Young Avenger fans are either dropping the book or kind of finding problems with the book. Some are enjoying it. So for me, I've never read Young Avengers, so this is kind of one of those little enjoyments. So I'm enjoying Young Avengers. And with that, we're going to take our commercial break.
Okay.
We'll come back and we will be going into DC Comics, which has a nice amount of books this week. One book that we're going to be discussing heavily towards the end. So stick around, guys, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Hey everybody, and welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review, episode 195. I'm still reeling from that. It's like 5 more weeks.
Especially with a book falling down.
5 more weeks until 200. So we're going into DC Comics, and this book half disappoints me, and I'm going to explain why. Batman, Superman number 2.
What is wrong with the cover?
This book half disappoints me. The story is good. I don't care what anybody says, it's interesting. For those of you fans of the pre-New 52 Superman, I'm going to spoil a bit here. For fans of the pre-New 52 Superman, where he's married to Lois Lane, his parents are alive, yeah, that's in this universe, as a matter of fact. It was discussed a few places already. And Martha Kent actually makes reference. Clark says, I was never that wild or out of control. And she's like, maybe this boy just lost more than you ever did. And then she asks him, where you come from, you lost us, didn't you? And he's like, yeah. He kind of says, yeah. And then you get to see that moment with Martha Kent and Clark. And yes, there is a Superman and Batman in that universe. And in that universe, Batman's married to Catwoman, the Catwoman of that universe. I'm going to get to that, please wait. And Superman, like I said, he's married to Lois Lane, and his parents are still alive. Now, this is the Superman. A, I like the costume. We go back to the yellow S on the cape. B, his parents are alive and he's married to Lois. Why couldn't DC Comics go with this Superman? I even like the costume, and the costume is pretty much the same as the New 52 Superman's costume, except a little different. It's actually depicted perfectly right here on the cover. See? It's basically almost the exact same cover.
Only without the shorts.
And the cape is attached to the S, which I could live with.
Right, and he's not wearing pants or boots with socks and all that. I'm just not being picky. I'm just making a comparison.
So they're trying to figure out what's going on, and it turns out we find out at the very beginning of the book who the character was from the last issue. His name is the Trickster, and he wants to borrow the Superman and Batman from the New 52 universe and throw them into this Earth. We don't know what this Earth is, what number this Earth is. But anyway, Superman and the two Supermen are trying to find out something, so they go to Metropolis. That's where we find out Superman's married to Lois Lane. And then the Superman from the New 52 universe sees Wonder Woman, and he gets googly-eyed. And I'm not going to spoil the last page, but yeah. See, this is the artwork that should be on the inside of the book. They give you 2 pages of sketch art, which I like. That's the artwork that should be on the inside of this book. Now, what holds this book back? Why do I half like this book? You said it. The artwork is terrible for this book. Jay Lee should not be drawing, painting, or doing whatever his art style is. He should not be the artist, the penciler, whatever they consider him, He's considered the artist. He's not considered the penciler. Jay Lee should not be doing this book. Greg Pak is writing, I was about to say Keith Giffen, I don't know why. Greg Pak is writing a really, really interesting story here. It's interesting enough where it's making people like me who like the pre-New 52 more than the New 52 at first, people who miss certain aspects of it, happy because we're seeing, even though it's a different universe and we know we're going to leave this universe at some point, but it's giving those little references. Even the old Superman is kind of depicted in this story. However, as you can see from the artwork here, the artwork holds this story back so much that people are saying they don't even care about the story, they don't care about what's going on. Jay Lee's artwork is a very special type of artwork. It definitely has a place in the world of art. It definitely has a place in certain comic books. Not mainstream superheroes. It didn't work for Ozymandias, but once again, that's ignorable because a lot of people weren't reading the Before Watchmen books. If you didn't know who the Watchmen were, you weren't going to read Before Watchmen. Unless you wanted to read Watchmen, so you read Before Watchmen, then read the Watchmen book. But anyway, Jay Lee has a very special type of artwork. I was talking to Jay Philly Superman about this, and he said it first and I agreed. His art style belongs in a book like about vampires or about horror or something that's more stylized, that calls for artwork like I don't want to keep showing the same page. I mean, artwork like this. It doesn't fit a mainstream superhero book. And because of Jay Lee, this book can only reach a maximum of 3 stars. And the 3 stars specifically and solely go to the writing of this story. Greg Pak is doing an amazing job writing this book. But Jay Lee's artwork is holding this book back. DC Comics, if you are listening, not to knock Jay Lee, he has a very unique art style, but it does not belong in a Superman, Batman, Batman, Superman, Superman, Batman separate book. Jay Lee has a very special kind of artwork. Maybe for iVampire it would have worked. Actually, his artwork style might have worked for iVampire.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
iVampire is canceled now, but Jay Lee's artwork does not fit this book. And because of Jay Lee's artwork, people are dropping this book. Now, I know a lot of people are dropping it. I'm going to hold tight to this book a bit longer. If I see next month, when the solicits come out for November, and there's going to be a new story arc for Superman, for Batman Superman in November. If I see Jay Lee staying on the book, I think I'm going to end up dropping it too, because the artwork is horrendous for this book. It ruins the book. It takes this book with this story has the potential of being I would say it would stand its ground next to Public Enemy. Public Enemy by Jeff Johns and Ed McGuinness. Not Jeff Johns, Jeff Loeb, and Ed McGuinness. Nothing can top that. But this story, if it had a different artist, would definitely stand a little bit closer to it. I'm enjoying this book. I know a lot of people don't like the story, but a lot of people hate it even more because of the artwork. This artwork doesn't fit this book. The first issue, I kind of let it slide. I said, yeah, it kind of is okay, you know, the inker, the what have you. This time it's completely Jay Lee doing the artwork from cover to cover. It does not fit this book, and it hurts this book by 2 stars. I would say 3, but the story was pretty good, and it was nice seeing Superman married to Lois Lane and the Kents still alive. So that's what gives it its extra star. So it is a 3-star book, but it is only because of the story. The artwork, I take 2 stars away, and if I could, I'd take an extra star away. If I was going to give a bonus star, I would take the bonus star away. That's just my feeling. I don't think Jay Lee's artwork fits Superman, Batman at all. I'll sit here and say that the whole damn rest of this review if I have to. Teen Titans 22, the final part to Trigon. Red Robin has had everything thrown at him courtesy of Trigon. And in the end, was it enough? Did the Teen Titans, the Teen Titans able to break, or was Red Robin able to break Trigon's hold on the Teen Titans? Of course it was. But is it temporary or permanent? Basically, Red Robin and Raven and Beast Boy are the only ones that are left tainted by Trigon. So they're fighting Trigon. And in the end, the long fight later, Red Robin succeeds, and the Titans break control. The grip from Trigon is broken on the Titans. That's when Raven, we get a couple of days later, I believe it is, several hours later, they're on a nice cruise ship, everybody's happy, everybody's celebrating, you know, it's like a team well done, happy high five, and then Raven opens her mouth about Commander Waller wanting to, you know, having enemies.
Commander Waller?
Yeah, you know, Amanda Waller's Commander Waller. And, what was it? Gathering everybody on the boat so you can call the shots. Intimate relations with Cassie and Kyrian. All tested by Trigon. And you see, because of that little statement, the team becomes very kind of like, now the team is kind of featuring a bit. And we find out that Raven is still very much in contact with her father. So there's a plan that Trigon has with Raven on the Teen Titans, because Red Robin basically welcomes her on the team. And yeah, this panel says it all about the team and Red Robin after hearing all that about what Red Robin's doing. And it also leads into the next story arc, which I'm not going to spoil at this time. We will find out in the next issue of Teen Titans. But yeah, Bart's hurt and he's gone. Cassie and Superboy are annoyed at him and they're gone. Miguel is basically the only one left with Red Robin towards the end of this issue. Not the end I'm not spoiling, but towards the end of this issue it's just Miguel and Red Robin once again. And we'll see how the team is going to come back from this in the story arcs to follow. Because there's definitely got to be a lot of mending. And my interest is in knowing what's going on with Raven and Trigon, and what's Trigon's master plan with having Raven on the Teen Titans. We'll find out as time moves forward. I'm enjoying this book. It's a fun read. I will say that. Yeah, why not? Because then it's this, and that, yeah, okay. Larfleeze, number 2. Larfleeze wants what he wants, when he wants, how he wants, and whenever he wants it, period. And he's fighting Lord... Oh, God, why is his name so... Lord something.
Oh, wow, nice artwork.
Artwork is really nice in this book. Lord something. Lord of the Hunt, sorry, thank you. The artwork is, as Mike said, really nice in this book. This is a $2.99 book also, which is really nice because a lot of the newer books that came out, that are coming out of DC, are $3.99 price tags. So, in the end of this long fight, basically Larfleeze is incapacitated for the moment. Several months, several 6 weeks passed, so a month and 2 weeks. And oh, what's this guy's name? Stargrave, basically, who is the servant to Larfleeze, who is now incapacitated, is now the servant to Lord of the Hunt. And in the end, he tries to go find Larfleeze and free him in order so they can get out of there. Why? You'll have to read the book to find out. And there is also a appearance of a new character. Oh yeah. All I'm going to say is the character's name, the Wanderer. And next issue, men call her the Wanderer, but you already know that part because you see her in this panel. But what does she want? That's a good question. We'll find out next time. So other than the fight with Larfleeze, Larfleeze basically isn't the main character. In this issue, it's more the Stargrave than anything else. That's the main character. He does the most talking, and there is a ton of dialogue. I'm talking about, there are certain pages where I started looking at the dialogue because this butler guy can talk. And even to himself he talks. It's ridiculous how much this guy talks. And he's from Kahlua. So, after a while, you're looking and you're like, dude, you're the only one in this panel, and you're talking to yourself. Really? And it's not like one word bubble, it's not like two. It's like 7, 8, 10. So this guy talks a lot. So there's a lot of dialogue in this book. But if you could look over that, this is a definite enjoyable read. It's not connected to the Green Lantern series just yet, like the Red Lantern series is, or the Sinestro Corps will be. But it's still a really fun read. I enjoyed the second issue. Looking forward to the third. Looking forward to the Revolt of the Orange Lanterns coming in, I believe, October. So I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff coming out of Larfleeze.
Okie dokie. All-Star Western featuring Jonah Hex, issue number 22. Two things. One, no Stormwatch story.
Yeah, he was loving that.
And I was like, thank you, God. Second thing is of the story. It's good. Like, I gave it the rating on Dark Avenger Inc., and you can check out the in-depth comic review of that. Basically, it's Dr. Jeremiah Arkham talking with Jonah Hex about his great-great-grandfather, Animus Arkham. And basically, that's what it is throughout half of the page, is like just talking and how the doctor had his family with this institution for decades. And there's a Bruce Wayne part where the doctor talks to Bruce Wayne because of a casino that was mentioned, the Wayne Casino. And I like that the bat symbol was shown. And
Batman's even in it.
Yeah, and Batman's in it, talking with Alfred about who this Jonah Hex person is, because he was going to look into it. Who we all know is a bounty hunter, and his age was like really, like, just wow. Jonah Hex manages to escape Arkham Asylum with the Doctor, and they're riding away with Batman having a talk with Mr. Cash of a bunch of stuff. Then this is where we get a little bit of action of the page, and leaves us off with this next issue of Man Out of Time. I mean,
that is so a reference still, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, it had lots of talking and less of action, but all in all, just escaping Arkham Asylum with Batman and everything. I say it's a interesting book, and I would recommend you guys pick it up. And I can't wait to see what happens next in All-Star Western with Jonah Hex and all that.
Next up, speaking of this book, next week, is it behind this? Yes. Next week, Fight for the Future, the Flashpoint Paradox is coming out. So don't forget on July 30th to check that out. But before you check that out, the Flash 22. Flash 22. Barry is looking for clues on the killer that wears his symbol reversed. And he wants to solve the mystery before anybody else gets killed. Basically, all that's left are himself and Iris West. And there's also you get a little bit of more. You get a little bit of jumping in and out of the laboratory of Dr. Darwin Elias, who is trying to harness the Speed Force for himself. And if he does, basically, the Flash will die because of it. So Barry shows up as the Flash. He's taking Iris with him to try to figure out what's going on. He even makes her own little costume or suit, what have you. He wants to keep her safe and protected, and they're looking for clues to who this person, this other speedster is, who's killing everybody who is connected to the Speed Force. There is a little bit of a moment between Iris and the person that that Barry's living with now. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but Iris is like, it must be hard, figuring out where you're gonna move and everything. And she's like, and you must be, it must have been scary. She's like, what's there to be afraid of? Honestly, it's like we were meant to be together. And she's like, oh, cool. So, at some point that Barry and Iris are going to get back together, which is a lot more than what I could say for Superman and Lois Lane. So Reverse Flash finally shrieks his head at the end of the issue at Ellis's laboratory. This is the best splash page in the entire book. This is where the Flash comes face to face for the first time with this new Reverse Flash. The artwork in this book, spectacular. Here's another, the next page is another splash page. So it's one of those speedster fights that's crazy. And I guess it says the next issue, The Secret of the Speed Force. Hopefully maybe also the secret of who the Reverse Flash is. You know, maybe a couple issues early. This was a really good book. I'm loving the Flash right now. I know I have a gut feeling that the Reverse Flash is Wally West still, but I guess we're just going to have to sit back, wait, and find out for sure. But whoever this Reverse Flash is, he's going to definitely be a challenge for Barry. And I'm liking it. This book is awesome. The artwork's spectacular. The story's really good. Left out a bunch of stuff on purpose so you guys will pick this book up because it's really good. I regret dropping it for a while. Next, we have Superman issue number 22, The Hive. Basically, Hector Hammond thinks that Hive wants him to work, with them as a partner. Turns out the Queen doesn't want him as a partner. She wants to use him as a tool. He doesn't like that, so he ends up taking over Hive and kicking her out. While above ground, Superman is trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, I have all these powers, but the one thing I don't have the ability to do is see psionic, anything with the mind. And he also recaps what's been going on in the recent events that have been going on. You have a moment where he's Clark Kent and he sees that Cat Grant has basically poured every single dime she had into the website that they're working on. So he has this story that he wants to work with, to try to build up the site and make it all worth it in the end. There's more with Hector Hammond and the Queen, the Hive Queen. You get a moment between Jimmy Olsen and Superman where we find out Jimmy's parents aren't really dead, they're just missing. And then this happens in Metropolis, and this beckons to what happened when Superman first made his appearance with Brainiac, when he tried to shrink Metropolis. So, but it turns out the Hive Queen gets into Superman's mind, and let's just say things aren't looking too good for the Man of Steel. However, Hector Hammond is looking on. He sees that the Hive Queen is waiting for Brainiac to come back to Earth, and he's like, this will not stand. So, big things going on in Superman. It's just weird seeing Hector Hammond in a Superman book when he's really from the Green Lanterns,
Yeah, I was actually gonna kind of say, wasn't he? Shouldn't he be more focused on the Green Lantern book rather than Superman?
Yeah, I know. I was very surprised. When I first heard that he was going to be in this book, I was kind of
unless they're just crossing over characters.
But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see it. It's going to be interesting to see what comes forward. This is all leading into the Psionic War that's going to be coming very soon. That's going to be crossing through Superboy, Supergirl, and all the Superman books, Superman and Action Comics. So it's going to be interesting to see that too. And before we get to the top book, let's just switch the camera so we have a full time again. I don't want to risk it cutting out. So just give us literally the click of a button. Okay. So thank you for making sure about that.
You're welcome.
The last book is something Mike and I are both going to be discussing because it's basically his book, only I'm reading it now too because it's all connected. Justice League Dark issue 22, part 3 of 6. Of the Trinity War.
Which ends the poster of the Trinity War.
The first poster. There's
right,
another. There's another. Starting next month, there's going to be another 3 that make another diorama. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So in this issue, Superman escapes thanks to the question.
Oh, I thought you were going to explain more. Wonder Woman goes to the Justice League Dark team to seek assistance from them about Pandora's box.
But they're looking for Madame Xanadu.
Right, and also the Phantom Stranger makes an appearance in this issue along with Batman.
Awesome book.
Saying,
awesome art. Sorry, awesome art.
And they're saying that that Pandora's box isn't what they're supposed to be looking for because the question gives Superman a piece of information that it's Dr. Psycho.
And also, we do get to see in the beginning of the book, what was it that I saw that I forgot to mention?
What, the Firestorm?
Oh, Firestorm is able to create kryptonite.
Yeah, but this book was just...
But wow. Superman is really sick. I wanted to find...
Still hate Director Waller, by the way. I mean, I just... Oh, yeah.
Awesome splash page.
And also, Wonder Woman forms a team with Black Orchid, Zatanna.
Yeah, basically all the Justice League teams are separating. Batman and Wonder Woman are separated. That's from the Justice League. Justice League Dark is separating, whereas Zatanna's going with Wonder Woman. And Justice League of America, everybody in the Justice League of America leaves Amanda Waller, including Firestorm and everybody from the Justice League. Amanda Waller's trying to hold on to anybody, and everybody, including Green Arrow, who says, "Oh, I wasn't good enough for your team before, but now you want me to stand by you?"
Yeah, and there's also a little thing where John Constantine is with Shazam about the Black Adam and stuff like that.
And that continues in Constantine number 5.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 separate issues. Justice League of America, the next issue, number 7, I believe. Let me see next page. Because there's 3 separate stories. Yeah,
Justice League 7. To follow Constantine, go to Constantine 5, and to follow In Search of Dr. Light's Soul, go to Phantom Stranger 11. We're reading all those books. So
yeah, I didn't know an in-depth review. I was going to get Constantine to read.
Yeah, we're going to get that next week.
So theirs is a little...
It's going to be a week late. And I like that they put the Superman movie on Superman in this panel from Superman Returns.
Yeah, he's just going after Dr. Psycho.
I like that, Superman Returns S.
Yeah, but he says, I'm not going to go back in that cell. I want to see this Dr. Psycho person.
Yeah, he finds out that Dr. Psycho is in Kondak.
Yeah, so... Yeah, there's just lots of...
This is where Amanda Waller's like, "Firestorm, you're our last line of defense. Can I trust you?" And he just flies off. Yeah. And she's like, "Firestorm!" And
Madame Xanadu thinks that the Justice League's going to win.
Yeah, she's alive. That was it.
Yeah, and she's alive. I did mention that, and that was...
But then we find out from the outsider, here's your spoiler of the week, something that you're going to be talking about. And this, after reading this issue, I say Jeff Johns did not give any spoilers away for this story arc. Why? Because there is a mole on one of the Justice League teams who is manipulating the dividing up of all the Justice League teams. Who is that mole? We don't know yet. We will find out in Justice League Dark
Let's hope
next month, and that's the Pendulum issue number 5.
I'm just saying,
of 6.
I'm just saying, let's hope he doesn't make a video spoiling that too.
He won't. So, speculation, people. I think it's one of 4 people. It's either Batman, because we saw Batman on Forever Evil number 2.
Okay.
Could be Catwoman. It could be Element Lady, because she's Element Girl, because she's too stupid for her own good.
Probably.
And the final one, oh god, what?
Yeah.
No. Element Girl, Batman,
Catwoman.
I can't remember.
Like who was she? Like,
I'm trying to remember everybody we saw. Oh, and Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam.
Shazam there's a possibility with Shazam also.
I'm thinking
I don't know, we'll
Batman
see.
Or Element Girl.
And I think there's a possibility it could be Shazam also. Because remember, if you were reading the Justice League Shazam stories, he's not exactly the clean-cut Shazam that we're used to in the pre-New 52. This is a different Shazam, and he's also getting the spotlight with Constantine. So you don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just saying. Somebody also dropped. I forgot who mentioned something about Damian Wayne possibly, but I think that's too far. Wow. That's too out of it. Too far out.
But this is comic of the week for me, at least.
Comic of the week for me.
So both of us have a comic of the week. But
it was an amazing book. Yeah. Really looking forward to Trinity War in 2 weeks.
But it is getting very, very, very epic.
Yes,
and
it is.
It's really just amazing how it's tying in. The 3-part series was just amazing. Like, flat out amazing.
So, speculation, guys. Who's the mole? Who do you think it is? Place your bets in the comments below. And with that, we're done with this week's comics. So let's
that means I have to get up and, yeah.
Yeah, that means that.
So, let's see you later, guys.
So, let's run through these books. Justice League Dark 22, comic book of the week.
Excellent issue, comic of the week.
Superman 22 was a fun read, something you guys should check out. Also with The Flash 22, another book you guys definitely should be reading. All-Star Western featuring Jonah Hex 22.
Interesting story. Pick it up, definitely.
Larfleeze 2 is still a fun read. I would definitely say for everybody to check it out. Teen Titans 22 is another fun read for me. I leave it up to you guys. Batman and Superman #2. If Jay Lee stays on this book for the next story arc, this comic series is doomed to be canceled because nobody's going to want to read it, because Jay Lee's art just does not fit in the Batman Superman book, individual or as a team. Young Avengers #8, really fun read. I leave it up to you guys. Wolverine and the X-Men #33, really good. One of the best story arcs coming out of Wolverine and the X-Men right now. Hunger #1 was interesting, good setup. The Superior Spider-Man #14, it's there, it's up to you guys. New Avengers #8 was another fun read, but once again it ties into Infinity. We'll see how long or how deep these ties go with the Avenger books. I might have to drop it. Scarlet Spider #19 was a fun read. I leave it up to you guys. Hawkeye Annual #1, if you want to know more about what Kate Bishop's doing, definitely check it out. If you are only reading Hawkeye for Hawkeye, he's not in it. The second Hawkeye is. And finally, Uncanny Avengers #10. It was okay. I just found myself forcing myself to finish the book halfway through. Don't forget to also check out comicrelated.com for all your comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more, as well as Dark Avenger Inc. The .com is coming, and it's coming fast, guys. The first or second week of August, we will be the 10th of August. We will be, hopefully, it is a target date, and it can be changed at any time. But we are targeting the beginning of August to launch the .com. There is the shirt site, which is up now. You can go to my channel or Dark Avenger Inc.'s channel, click the spreadsheet icon, which is in the banner. It's a little green icon. It'll take you right to our shop, and you could check around, see if there's any shirts you actually like. All money goes one of two places: the website or charity. So we're looking to divide the money up evenly. This way we will be able to build up on the website as we move forward, and also donate money to charities that we feel we want to donate money to and help out. So guys, if you're not subbed to Dark Avenger Inc. also, there is a sub button somewhere on the channel. Please do sub. And if you enjoyed this video and you're not subbed to my channel yet, if you enjoy what you see, please do subscribe. This way every week I will be in your sub box and you won't miss out on a single Dark Avenger comic book review. 5 more episodes until 200, and it's going to be huge. Thank you guys so much for being here with us this evening. Take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.
Later, guys.